This week, we take a look at MCHS new teacher, how students' mental health could be affected, and students who are choosing different things to do outside of high school besides going to college. All that and more on the Warrior Weekly. Good morning, Warriors, and welcome to this week's edition of the Warrior Weekly, presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm Ariana Jensen.
And I'm Ika Villa. This week we take a look on the number of events and stories at MCHS.
First, class is in session, so everyone take your seats as we tune into a brand new teacher here at MCHS.
As staff and students come and go, there's always new faces roaming the halls. New social science teacher Ms. Saul shares her story on MCHS and her new passion for teaching.
Yeah, last spring when I found out that I was getting this position, I helped Mr. Sterner out as well as the building principals, and it was in a way kind of my first hire as a social science division chair. She came really well prepared. She knew what to talk about as far as strategies, classroom management tactics. She was really well liked at her student teaching experience, which is really good to come with solid references.
Being an inspiration can be hard, but once accomplished, you can change someone's path in life.
This is kind of funny. I didn't realize I wanted to teach until sophomore year of college. Even the year before that, if you told me that I'd be here, I'd laugh. I came to college as a political science major, and I wanted to do pre-law, and I was doing fine in my classes. I made dean's lists and everything. I was doing well. I was just bored with it, and I'm I don't know what I want to do. I feel like I had no passion for anything specific, and I'm I do history. I loved history in high school. I'm what can I do with a history degree? I don't want to go to graduate school or get my doctorate. So I could be a teacher. So I was I'll just be a teacher. So.
Even though Ms. Saul is new, she's already making positive impacts and impressions on those around her.
Yeah, so Mr. Vollmer goes in her classroom every once in a while as a mentor. Mr. Eisman has been in there. I've been in there plenty of times. And she's doing a great job of using different strategies such as avid strategies as well as note-taking strategies that are really helping her students.
History was the only good thing, the thing that I was good at in high school. But also I like how history, there's so much connection to real world, and how it's causes so many important conversations and discussions. I really like the school. I like the AVID program. I think the AVID program is really great.
If you pass Ms. Saul in the hallway, please give her a warm smile or wave. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Rose Winkenbach, Fiam Curtain, and Kennedy Labris.
Next, get out your notebooks and pens, where Student Media dives deeper on schoolwork and how excessive work could affect mental health.
Students at MCHS are involved in lots of different activities outside of school. However, there is one activity that all students do in common: homework. Some think it's just time-consuming filler, while others think it's productive for student success. This debate has led to opposing viewpoints between staff and the student body. With a more unorthodox yet effective approach, business teacher Mr. Valenziano expresses his views and teaching strategy for not assigning work outside of the classroom.
So I don't believe in giving homework. I don't give any homework throughout the week. If students come to class each and every day and work hard, they should be able to finish the in-class work during the week and have no homework at night. I have a freshman and a 7th grader and a 5th grader, and it frustrates me when they come home from school and they have to be up in their room for 3 or 4 hours doing homework, and we don't have time to spend as a family. I think students are massively overscheduled these days with athletics and activities and jobs and other things going on in their life. So it's really hard to come and do several hours of homework after a full school day and still participate in all these enrichment experiences.
Many students have a hard time juggling the amounts of homework that they get with extracurricular activities and sports. Student athlete Nate Martin explains how homework can be a challenge with his cross-country season.
I think a lot of the main information that you need to know can be taught in the 45-minute class period, and homework should just be an optional thing. Probably get around 1 to 2 hours maybe, and then that's just divvied up over the 5 days. Well, during the season, it's a little bit worse because, I mean, I have to go to practice and then I have to go back home and then I already don't have too much time. So it does take away from some things I would like to be doing.
Other students, however, might find homework necessary for student success as they feel they can manage their time and find a need to prioritize it. Senior Kira Hanneman speaks about her experience and her views for homework being an essential part of learning.
Sometimes it can be very overwhelming, especially with my course load, but I feel like when I don't do it, I come to school unconfident the next day. I probably get 1 to 2 hours a day, so 10 hours a week. Homework's kind of needed because it's really fast paced, so it's harder to just get it within the class period. I think if there were to be an alternative, maybe an after school discussion group or something where you can come and just participate rather than turn something in.
Finally, English teacher Dr. Diedrich, like Kira, also believes that homework outside of class is necessary for student success and ensuring the best grade possible.
I also think it's important that students learn how to manage their time outside of the classroom as well, because some do want that time outside of school to work. They work better that way. So I think that from my particular class, homework, anything outside of the school day that's being done, is necessary. Students are typically working on a paper it varies, but let's say a 2-week turnaround, maybe 3 weeks at most. I had 2 jobs when I was in high school, and I was on a dance team and I was taking dance classes. So is it easy? No. Do I think if students work to manage their time and make smart decisions, is it possible? Yes.
The MCHS staff and student body seem to have very different opposing views on the value of homework. Do you believe homework is necessary, or do you believe it's a roadblock in getting other activities done? Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Aiden Hirsch, Liliana Rasmussen, and Hunter Lechner.
Lastly, colleges around the U.S. are experiencing declining rates. Let's hear more from our investigative team and how this might affect MCHS.
As we approach the end of the school year, students need to decide what they are doing after high school. But students don't always realize that college is the only option.
McHenry High School is very proud to represent all post-secondary pathways. For instance, based in the class of 2025, 6% of that class went into the military, whereas the national average is usually 1 to 1.5% of American high school grads going in the military. We also had 4% go into reunion apprenticeships. Another 3% go in directly into the workforce through reputable local employers as well.
I feel like over the past few years, there's not just one size fits all, and we've been really promoting find your path and your journey, so it has definitely diversified over the past few years.
Although people might think choosing what to do after high school is easy, seniors need to balance doing their work and also picking what they want to do after high school.
Planning for post-secondary, it's one of the most stressful parts about high school. I am not naive to the fact that my job represents something that is pretty stressful for students, and it's something that can also be easily avoided. You have to work with the present into the future, and I get that. That said, we want to make sure every student has some kind of action plan. Trying to have everything figured out by the time you're 18 or so is kind of an artificial life deadline. People grow and develop at different rates, which is what makes my job challenging, also very rewarding, is to help people who do have certainty, but also to help folks who are uncertain.
A lot of students who at this point are not even sure what they want to do. We're doing a lot of kind of soul searching and what kind of inventories can we do? What do you like to do in your off time, so that we can build upon those interests and see, is there a path that you might like to do after high school?
Even if students don't want to go to college after high school, counselors still push students to pursue something they are interested in after high school.
Again, my goal for everybody is get trained or educated in something when they're done here, and I'm confident we will find routes that do that.
Make sure that everybody's picking something that's for them. So if it's not a 2-year or a 4-year school, that's okay. There's no difference in integrity on whatever you're choosing, because we want to produce successful human beings.
In the end, our counselors just want the best for all the students here at MCHS. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Sydney Boswell, Kenzie Woods, and Ika Villa.
That's all for today's show. Be sure to follow the Warrior Weekly on all social media platforms, including X, Insta, and TikTok.
For Ariana and all Warrior Student Medias, I'm Ika Villa. Have a great week, Warriors. Thank you for watching.